Hello and welcome to the start of episode 7. Thrumbobobobobobo. In this episode we will get the Thrumbo Finger of the Divine, and we'll perhaps do some other things as well. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. One of my first priorities is going to be redesigning the defenses used in the previous episodes. Namely these granite walls, getting embrasures set up on them, perhaps similar to the limestone wall in the back of the base by the construction and workshop area. An interesting note, the medieval overhaul mod got updated, and with it, walls no longer are compatible with embrasured walls, where they're no longer made out of stone. Rather, castle embrasure walls are what you need to use. As such, this section of granite walls is going to be different than the prior sections, and eventually the prior sections are going to need to be redesigned for this update. So it turns out, making a flesh golem requires human flesh. So never mind that idea. I don't think we're going to have enough meat to do that, human meat to do that one, so we're probably going to go for a hollow golem. Yeah. Now the wall changes for one of the walls has been completed. It's not exactly the same as the other one, it's just a simple 2-layered wall, with one layer of wall being entirely embrasure-ified. I'm going to have to do this. I'll make a similar type of wall design for the remaining 2 walls. And then this set of upgrades will be complete. On the topic of wall upgrades, I decided to install fire breaks on the lower walls, because not only does this prevent trees from growing in the areas where people will be standing to actually defend the base, but it will mean incendiary weapons, if we ever come across them, will be less dangerous for us. And it also, combined with fabrics on the other walls, will mean that only way for us to deal with fires would be lightning hitting the inside of our base, which sounds like a great time. A collector has arrived from the Empire, and they include Lewin's fiancée. While we have no interest in the collector faction's collecting of stuff, we have no gold for them, nor slaves. The fact that Lewin's fiancée here, well, it's certainly interesting, because Lewin doesn't seem to be aware that he has a fiancée, or at least he doesn't seem to care about that. Interestingly, Citizen and Winner's marriage ceremony is on. And I wonder what happens with the relationships between Winner and... Cliff and Winner. Cliff is the one now married to Citizen, giving her officially a harem. There's also the fact that there's only 2 of them in the wedding chamber. She milked herself during the wedding. Make of that as you will. We might need to get a new mod that adds more beds for that one. Doesn't look like there's any significant issues going on with Winner and Cliff, though, despite them both marrying the same person and not having a religion that supports them both doing that. Interesting. And let's get care of that. First things first, let's get Sancho to this faction contention site, and then let's get Isaac and Carlotta to this new area, which has another, I believe, the final piece of information needed to get the Thrumbo, Finger of the Divine. Near immediately, Sancho's caravan gets ambushed by a single goblin. Now, Sancho happens to be a very, very proficient fighter, and more importantly, faceless, meaning that he's effectively unbeatable in 1v1 combat. We all know how this is going to go, but there's no need to rush as you watch it, right? Just A little reflection here, a little transposing there, fireballs, crossbows, mutagenic daggers, which interestingly, the mutagenic daggers actually have mutagenic effects on the goblin despite them being a different race than human. Because, you know, I suppose it makes sense that he's a humanoid alien race, but, well, he's not strictly a human. Carlotta and Isaac have reached their destination, and they're fighting a 2v5. Now, interestingly, none of these 5 people are mages, so that means we don't have much to fear outside of the ranged weapons. So, Carlotta uses her solar lance. Well, that's not the real name of it, but might as well be. And starts off injuring and crippling quite a few of them. And it's just, I don't know why they call it, the relations break down as Isaac uses mana, siphon mana to just cripple one of them. And then Carlotta uses her ability. This one's a solar wall, solar light beam. It's a beam of light. You shoot the light beam, it goes bing, and manage to hit several of them in a row. Now, it's practically unupgraded. It doesn't do much, but however, the light orb that Isaac has, zapping fellow down, does help quite significantly. And the last 2 get finished off with bows, and it ends pretty quick. There's nothing here. This faction site where there'd be 2 people fighting over stuff, there's nothing here. So, Tenshi just heads back home. All that he got was a disappointing ambush. With the camp thoroughly destroyed and defeated, all that needs to be done for Isaac and Carlotta is just simply hacking the terminal, viewing its information, and finding the Thrumbobobobobo. With the cyber terminal completed, we immediately find the relic's location, but we also get a raid of insects. No time to celebrate, no time to get to the relic. Right now, our priorities lie elsewhere, namely with the insects. With Isaac, Carlotta, and Sancho gone, our defensive capacities are significantly reduced. We do have still the trapped hallway and such, and we still have Liana searching Cliff and Lewin, Winner, but still. That's 3 colonists down, all of them mages. Admittedly, well, we have Winner, and Winner has the fancy ability to summon elementals. And now's a good time, I think, to summon elementals. Now immediately the elementals come bursting through the gate, and it goes very, very poorly for this oncoming insectoid horde. Now, because I summoned elementals, I believe This will cause local animals to go manhunt. As long as the elementals persist. However, with the number of them currently spawned, combined with the choke point available against these insects, well, they don't stand much of a chance. That said, the mammoth worms are taking the sweet time to get there, and while I don't think the elementals will despawn before the mammoth worms arrive, it would be almost hilarious if the mammoth worms get through defenses simply because they stop spawning elementals by the time the mammoth worms can attack. Either way, regardless of how that turns out, we'll need to clean up the almost guaranteed berserk animals after. So, that'll be a thing. The mammoth worms arrive to a horde of elementals, and toxic follows. It does not go well for them. But fireballs always have fun, so we fireball them. It took a bit of time, but eventually all of the manhunters were cleared out, and as such, the colonists, Sancho, Carlotta, and Isaac, make it back in. We still have to find the Thrumbobobobobo though. But with the mess that the insects made, I think it's fair if we have a brief break before we do that. Just kidding, we're getting the Thrumbo immediately. There's no worries about mechanoids because they don't exist. Despite that mechanoid story quest, pretty sure they don't exist. Either way, let's grab the Thrumbobobobobo, finger of the divine, and have Isaac equip it. Now that's a side to end an episode 2, I think. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. If you do that good jazz. Do you like jazz? I like jazz. Goodbye.